Kia ora and welcome to another Wellbeing Wednesday with me, Serene Faye, from a very windy Kapiti coast today. Today I thought I would do a little tapping and hand combination on the inability to express feelings fully. Now this kind of topic came up, we've got Anzac Day in a couple of days, and I was thinking about all those soldiers and all the people at home and how they couldn't really express their feelings fully about the fear they were feeling or the worry or concern, because it was all in the name of a good cause, supposedly. And also today's St. George's Day, which is all about, St. George slaying the dragon. So it kind of just felt fitting to maybe talk about the inability to sometimes express our emotions and our feelings fully, whether that be through fear of being judged or feeling like, wow, I haven't got it as bad as someone else, but just not feeling that we can fully express ourselves, which ultimately means that we're holding on to stuff which will come into play and maybe mess up situations later. So we want to be able to freely express ourselves. Obviously not go too far down moaning but we want to be able to express ourselves fully. So I'm going to start with a really generic EFT setup, as I normally do. Remember, you can add in more detail. In fact, the more detail you add to your specific situation about maybe if it's a fear or a worry or about the topic, then the more beneficial the results will be. So I'm going to start on getting a rating from 0 to 10, where 0 is no emotion at all and 10 is full of emotion. When you think about expressing yourself fully, so really expressing if you are worried or fearful or happy even. Some people don't feel that they can express their joy when others around them are not feeling well. So that expressing your emotions fully on a scale from 0 to 10, how comfortable are you with that? I mean, for me, I'm probably at about a 6 or a 7. I'm getting better at it, but I'm definitely got room for improvement. So we're going to get our ratings, just subjective, the first number that pops into your head, just so that we can check in later. I'm going to start on the karate chop point, the setup, and you can just follow along with me. So even though I have this inability to express myself fully, I love and accept myself. Even though I have this inability to express myself fully, to share what I'm feeling, to share what I'm thinking, I love and accept myself and how I feel. Even though I have this inability to express myself fully, I worry about what other people will think. I worry about how I'll be perceived. I love and accept myself and how I feel and everyone else who may be involved. And then we're going to go through the points. So we're going to start on the eyebrow point. That's just at the end of the eyebrow. This inability to express myself fully. Side of the eye. This inability to express myself fully. Underneath the eye, it's sort of on the bone, the cheekbone. This inability to express myself fully. Sorry, my glasses are going up and down. Underneath the nose, you can go like this. I'm going to go like this so you can still see my mouth. This inability to express myself fully. Under the mouth, this inability to express myself fully. On the collarbone, this inability to express myself fully. And then we're going under the arm. You can go one, you can go both, you can go this way, whichever way, but I'm going to just do one. This inability to express myself fully. And top of the head, this inability to express myself fully. And then stop tapping, take a deep breath. And then thinking about that, your ability to express yourself fully, rate yourself from a 0 to 10, where 0 is there's no issue, you can express yourself easily, fully, you've got no worries, and 10 where it's a bit of a struggle, you're worried what other people say or you're fearful. Just the first number that pops into your mind. For me, as I said, I was kind of up there. I would say just that little round of tapping that was quite generic, I'm already sort of down to a 5, maybe even a 4. So I would keep tapping until I could ideally get to a 0 where I feel comfortable with expressing myself. Or I would intersperse it with the hand reflexology that I'm going to do now, and then come back to it each day just doing a little bit of tapping, a little bit of hand reflexology until I feel more comfortable expressing myself. So we're going to move on to the hand reflexology now. I'm not going to do the warm-up. You can find that in one of my other videos, either on my website, becominghealthy.co.nz, or on my YouTube channel in the videos there, which this appears in. So we're going to start, obviously communication and expressing ourselves fully is all kind of in this upper part. A lot of it is our throat, our head, the thoughts, and also our chest, because sometimes when we don't feel safe taking up space in the world by expressing ourselves fully, we kind of cave in on ourselves. So we want to work those areas to just open them up. So we're going to start with the fingertips. You can go right down to this first crease. Now I'm going to be holding my hands up as I work them. Ideally you'll have a pillow or something relaxing that you can rest your hands on, but I'm going to hold mine up so you can see for the purposes of this video. And I work front and back. So all around. I like to go in circular motions, but you can just stroke down. If you put some hand lotion on, we're doing every head or fingertip. So head reflex or fingertip. Right down to that first crease. Some will feel more flexible than others. And I'm doing it quite quickly here, just so the video isn't too long. But for you, you can take as long as you like. It's a really good one, just working the head reflexes and the abs as you're watching something, even traveling, commuting on the bus. Obviously not when you're driving, but it's a really good one in meetings when you're feeling a bit stressed. This can help, and especially in meetings, if you don't feel comfortable expressing your thoughts and feelings fully, this is a perfect one. So we're going to do all those head reflexes down front and back. Now we're going to do the throat or the neck reflexes, and I'm just going to stroke down using my thumb on one side and my finger on the other, and then this side. So I'm just going to stroke, lifting off top to bottom. You can go all the way from the fingertip, it's fine. Just a couple of strokes front and back and to the side. Again, I'm holding my hands up so you can see, but you could rest them down, get some nice music going, get some hand lotion to make it all the more restful. So we're doing a couple of strokes on the side, a couple of strokes down on each fingertip. Finger length, I should say. So take your time. This is another one you can easily work underneath the table. No one's going to see. So all the sides and all the front and backs of each side. And then the next point we're going to do is our diaphragm line, which is a muscle, a diaphragm's muscle that sits underneath sort of our lungs and our ribcage, helping us to kind of open and expand. So this line is basically, there's a line on the side of your hand. Hopefully you can see it. I think in palmistry it's like a lifeline or something. And it's basically where the hand kind of can crease at this point. So we're just going to work across this line. Sorry, covering my face. So just going to work across this line on both hands. And then this area above this line that I'm on, you can see where my fingertips are. So all of this area up to the fingertips, this is the chest area. So I'm going to work that. I like to work in a circular motion, but you can just stroke across or even up and down. And this is much nicer with lotion on. It does help it glide much more, so you can stroke across, up and down. You can do all three. Just see what feels nice to you. And this is all the chest area to help open up. And then the last move we're going to do for this is our solar plexus point, which we can find in the middle of that diaphragm line we had, sort of in between the third and fourth fingers. And this relates to a whole plethora of nerves that help regulate or are connected to our parasympathetic nervous system. So they help us to come into that calmer space where we may feel a little bit more comfortable expressing ourselves fully. And so we're just going to hold on to it, just placing our thumb or a finger onto it as we take some deep breaths, 3 on each hand. So we're going to go in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. We're going to find that point on the other hand, and we're going to do the same thing. And the last one. And then we're just going to place our hands together as we take a few more full breaths, and we're just going to really slowly separate them from each other. You should feel some energy in between or some warmth, and we're just going to kind of gently separate them until we can feel the distance is kind of grown. So I hope that helps with feeling a bit more confident about expressing yourself fully, because regardless of what anyone else is going through, you still have a right to express how you feel in an honest way. And obviously there's the extremes of expressing yourself, but in doing the EFT and doing the hand reflexology, you'll find you come to a more balanced space where you're able to express how you feel honestly and openly without dwelling on it and ruminating, or without sort of diminishing how your emotions are, because you'll just feel more confident in yourself. So I hope you enjoyed this tapping. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead, and until the next Wellbeing Wednesday, ka kite.